What's going on, everybody? My name's Tori. I also go by the name Losis, where I make house music. And I wanted to show you guys how I turned this song and I flipped it and turned it into this. So let's just jump straight in. So my friend Vandell and I were talking on Instagram one day, and I asked him, I was like, yo, man, do you think I could remix one of your songs? And he was like, man, that sounds like a great idea. And I was like, okay. And so immediately when I heard it, I had to get the vibes going. And one thing that I fell in love with was just like this kick thing. And it sounds just like this. So I loved that. And so that was something that I loved, but I was really still struggling with the rest of the track. I really didn't like the vibe that I was going for. I was really going for like an R&B, Kaytranada type of vibe because it's already an R&B track. So I wanted to kind of connect the dots. Wasn't really loving it, but the closest version I had to that was this. A little dancey. So that was kind of the dancier vibe that I had going, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. But there's also something else that I did in the demo that I liked. I just recently heard it again, and I was like, I wish I would have kept that. Right here. So tell me, is it too much? Before we dive all the way into the song, I want to kind of show you guys the chords. So I did not write these chords. They were already the chords from the original track, and I took those stems and just sidechained them. But if you guys don't know, I'm a piano player. So if I can share any type of musical knowledge, I want to. So we had a D flat major 7, G flat major 7, A flat minor 7, B major 7. Let's call this a little piano tutorial as well. So I'm playing D flat, A flat, F, B flat, C, F. Then G flat major 7. So you have G flat, D flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, F. And you can make this a 9. That last one was a 9 as well. A flat minor 9. So A flat, G flat, B flat, B, E flat, G flat. And then B major 9. I probably play all these are 9s if I'm playing them. Some 13, doesn't matter. So B, G flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, G flat. So all together. That's the chords of the song. So now you guys know the basic structure. Now let's jump in and look at the drums. I think that's a great place to start. So the drums start with like this more future house kind of Kaytranada groove that I was going for. And so that's basically what you hear on the chorus. And some variation of this throughout the song. But then at the end, we get this I call it straight house. Like I'm as the Twitter folks say, that's what I'm going for here. So that's my straight house section. Kick, the count. Yeah, I use a cashmere house loop pretty much. Sounds like this. In addition to just like a hat. And then Oliver clap. This is like a dry clap. Like, yeah, it sounds like people are actually clapping. And then I think had a little snare. And then there's a big clap that comes in on like beat 4. Yeah, got the reverb on it and everything. Then I had like this cowbell loop that I chopped up. Then I think the most interesting thing about the drums was when I got to the end, I wanted this pulsating. I wanted everything to just feel like it was pulsating. So I grabbed a bunch of perks and I kind of just threw them around anywhere. I had no thoughts in mind. Like whenever I heard a little pocket that I could put something in, I threw it in there, and then I sidechained all the perks so that they would all be moving. So it sounds like this. Sidechain into the kick. And all that did was help create the bounce that I was looking for at the time. And that's all the drums, man. I've been really working on my drum skills in my drum production. Not the easiest. As far as bass goes, this bass is the main bass that you guys know and hear is from Arteria's OPXA V5 plugin. It's called Overdrive Bass. So I really love this bass. As soon as I heard it, I was like, this would be great for house. And then when I got this song, I was like, this is the song that I'm using it on. So the bass sounds like this. And the bass already had this delay on it. So what I ended up having to do, I could have cut the delay off, but I liked the delay. It gave some movement, it gave some space. So what I did was I made a bass low and a bass high, and kept the delay so it would still be wide up in the higher registers, but then in the low registers it's almost just a sub. Like I took as much stuff as I possibly could, compressed it. I just wanted the sub in the middle, and then all that bite and that grit is on the high side and on the outside, making the bass a little bit bigger. I've already told you guys I'm a piano player, so when it came time for the keys, Vandell sent me in the original stems the keys that are the most prominent and throughout the song. And then I just sped them up and sidechained them, and then we got this. I love the way that made me feel. It perfectly fit into the vibe that I was going for, so I had to keep it. And so I don't know where those keys come from. And then I have this patch called Scoopy Doo. I'm assuming I made this on Serum. I guess I made it. If you guys want a tutorial on how I made that, I would gladly show you. There's probably a big chance I took that from somebody else's tutorial. But that sounds like this. So I use that, and all of those, and then the last thing that I used was, I think Kaytranada does this often, where he has like this little ARP thing that's filling up a lot of high space frequencies. But it's also giving movement and swing to the tune. And so I took this. It's called the Soda Pop ARP. I got it, or not an ARP, but yeah, it's an ARP. I got from Serum. I don't know where I got it from. I think it's like something I got downloaded from Splice, like a Serum preset I downloaded from Splice. And that's this. Yeah, so that's giving a lot of the bounce. So like even without all of these synth sounds together are heavily making up the movement. Sorry. So you can kind of feel the song and the direction that it should go just based off the keys grooving alone. I was trying to make sure that everything worked together to create one big groove. Then the other thing that I have is just Vandell's saxophone. I have no idea what kind of effect pedals he was using to create these sounds, but I love them. And then the other thing that I did was just vocals. The main vocal that you hear, I consider this the chorus.
Too much, yeah, too much.
My favorite section of the song is this. It's the chorus, but it's like a down chorus, I would say. And so what I did here was I had a super sidechained vocal. So the vocal is more sidechained here than it is on the rest of the song. To really give this pumping, driving effect, I wanted it to kind of feel like you're walking. Like, have you ever seen the Mike Posner, If I Could Write You a Song, Make You Fall in Love? That song, like the way he's like walking, and he's like tripping through the house. I wanted that kind of feeling when you hear this moment in the song. It's like, what is happening? It's like the acid kicks in or something. So the vocal's super sidechained here.
Too much.
That's also something that Kaytranada does. A lot of people who make house music, like they have these super sidechained vocals, and it's like you can't even hear what they're saying because their vocals are so sidechained. But it's not about what they're saying; it's about the vibe. You know, it's about the vibe. And then something unique that I did. One of the last things I added to the track was I ended up duplicating this vocal right here. I duplicated this vocal,
Tell me it's too much, tell me it's too much.
and then I raised it up an octave and I lowered it an octave, and it gave it so much depth, especially for because like the music drops out there and then it leads to the straight house section. So I thought it was a great dynamic add. So like you guys see it right here.
Too much, tell me too much.
And then we're ready to dance, and that's what I wanted. Like it's almost like the party's here, we're dancing. But overall, y'all, thank you guys for coming to my first like breakdown tutorial video. I want to do more of these. Also stream the song. I would appreciate any streams. It's called Too Much by Losis featuring Vandell Andrew. It's guaranteed to make you dance. Put this on a Friday morning, and I promise your Friday is gonna go great. I guarantee.